We're backstage at the Country Music Hall of Fame, and today's tribute is to Earl Thomas Conley. Luke Bryan is here, and I know he had an influence on you.
Oh, I mean, when you grow up a Southern boy, he had a real big presence in the state of Georgia, and we were just huge Earl Thomas Conley fans. My dad, it was just such a his music was just such a soundtrack to my childhood. I mean, every time I got in my dad's pickup truck, he had, you say tapes, but he had all the Earl Thomas Conley tapes. And I would say for 4 years, I don't know if my dad ever played another, it was just Earl Thomas Conley just stayed in the tape player. And I
that
just.
voice, what else?
Anything else, his voice was just the ability to really tell, even as I've been rehearsing my song that I'm doing today and like listening to him sing, just the nuances in his voice and the simplicity and how high he could sing so quietly. And it's just, he was just a real, it's like he was a craftsman of selling songs, selling the story, and his music certainly never will be forgotten. And from time to time, I'll have some people on my bus, and we'll be talking about influences and classic country singers, and kids in their 20s, they'll be like, "Now who's Earl Thomas?" When y'all say ETC, what do you mean? And I'm like, hold on. Get you a beer and let's sit back and listen. So, and every time from time to time, I'm going down the road and I'll start listening to albums, and it always puts me in a mental place. It always sends me to just it's almost like, gosh, if you're ever having an anxiety attack, just put on Earl Thomas Conley, it just soothes you.
Very soothing, actually.
Right.
Absolutely. Now, you never met him, but came close, didn't you?
Yeah, we were doing a benefit, we were honoring, it was an NSAI event not long ago. And I was performing, and I saw him. I was in the room with him, but he was kind of inundated with people, and I was just like, you know what, I'm not going. But hey, he was a special human being, and just to be in the room with him at that time, and I never got to see him perform as a kid, but certainly just his music certainly has left just a lasting impression on me, and hopefully many artists to come.
Well, thank you, Luke.
Thank you, baby.
This is CDX.